Can we do it?
Hello everyone, this is me Ananya and welcome to the Daily Discourse podcast by J Connect. In today's episode, we'll discuss modern parenting challenges, children's behavior, and effective parenting tips. Today, we have a very special guest with us. I would take this opportunity to welcome Reema ji on the show. Welcome to the show, ma'am. So, how
Thank
are
you.
you feeling?
Very well. Very well. And thank you for giving this opportunity to, share my journey with you. If this is going to help people and really enhance children's lives, then it'll be fantastic.
Oh, that's so amazing. And looking forward to having a very great conversation tonight with you. So, please tell something about yourself to the audience.
So I'm a mother, a mother of a 19-year-old, and my journey has been really very insightful, challenging, and full of research because I didn't want to be a mother who followed the herd, but I wanted to question myself, question why what is being done, why should we do a certain thing, what is the true purpose of doing what we are doing. So at every point in life I questioned, I seeked answers, I researched, I talked to people, and I think a lot of things evolved, a lot of things opened up for us as a family in the process. So yeah, this is my journey and I would love to share it with you.
So, that's so amazing. Very excited to know about your journey as well. So, what is the biggest challenge that parents are facing today and that you might have had faced individually or personally at your end as well while you were raising your child? So, and how did you overcome that?
Okay. So basically, I think, a mother faces challenges right from the time her child is born because a child gives birth to a mother, and we are all
Absolutely.
new, and, we're all battling with what, how, and we sometimes just follow what our elders tell us. But what happened was when it was time for us to, put our child in school, I think that's when the real challenge started. So we actually put him in an IB board school, and every day my child would cry to go to school, and I would often wonder, why should my child cry when he's going to school? Because children are very authentic about their feelings, so there's something which is not okay there. But anyway, I would somehow not let him go. And in 10 days, the school started, and 10 days, the teacher calls us and tells us that we need to work with the child because he needs to have more concentration and he's very distracted. And I think that was a big blow in my head. And myself and my husband, we said this child is just three and a half, and this is what the teacher is telling us. And that night we sat exploring, understanding, and asking ourselves a lot of questions about what is true education, what are we here to do, what is our true purpose through our child, what do we want him to do ultimately. Do we want him to read, write, and earn money, become a VP, and one day die of heart attack? What is our true purpose in life? What do we want to do, and what is true education? I think these questions and inquiring with these questions gave us so much of insights, and every answer led us away from the education system that we currently had. It led us away from everything that we had this in our heads. We were conditioned to think, we were conditioned to live. Everything took us away from it. And then we started, finding a school which kind of gave birth to these thoughts that we had as parents. And we came across world of education, and we started understanding world of education. We started understanding the principles, what it's saying, what it is not saying. And after intense research And speaking to people, we then admitted our son in a Waldorf school. And generally, Waldorf schools have zero infrastructure. They are more close to nature. They just take class under the tree. So it was very challenging for us to answer our relatives and other friends that from a big flish plosh infrastructural school, you put him in a school which just has one room and trees around. But I think that's one of the best decisions we took in our life.
Yeah, that sounds really very interesting. And I have myself gone to like a world school, and I've had this dream of experiencing this sort of school that people used to go in their village. So that was like a dream to me, but
Right.
never got the opportunity to explore that. But I definitely want that to happen with my children as well. So I'd look forward to that. So,
Sure.
according to you, what can parents do to build a stronger bond with their children?
So, I think over the years, what happened, I can tell you my journey. So, what happened to us is we would always pray together as a family. We would always sit together at dinner tables. We would always involve our child in everything that we do, and we would also encourage our child to think for himself. I think that was extremely important about why he wants to do what he wants to do. Is it because you really want to show off yourself to the world, or you truly want to do it because you're very interested in it? What is the force that's pushing you to do a certain thing? Of course, when he was little, we didn't have these deeper conversations, but as the child grew, we started having deeper conversations about everything that he did, everything that he chose, and we gave him the complete freedom to choose his life, to do what he wants to do. So today, if you see, children want to finish their grade 12 and they want to go to big universities. And my son's done something something very different. He finished his grade 12. He got about 92, 93%. He said, Mom, Dad, I want to take a break in life because I want to rediscover myself. I want to understand what is my purpose and what I truly want to do. And he loves woodwork. So he's gone to Europe. He works in a social therapy center developing prototypes for mentally challenged adults. So he needs to keep in mind different mentally challenged adults and include them in the process of manufacturing and designing the woodwork that he's doing, which is fantastic. And today he shares with us and says, Mom, when I look at special children and adults with disability, beyond their limitation, and I look at them for who they truly are, isn't this a fantastic quality that each one of us need to, develop as human beings for another human being? So I think when we start questioning everything that we do, something really unfolds, something divine unfolds and shows us the path. So what really helped me was, one, following my heart; two, having the conviction and working on my own fears and anxieties, because 99% of the time it was my own fears. What if he doesn't get the admissions? What if the university doesn't take him? What if this doesn't happen? What if that? And then you catch yourself doing that. It's not about the child, it's just about you, your anxiousness, your fears, your conditioning, as how you've been brought up. And and when you start addressing yourself, I think the dimension opens up, a new dimension opens up. So I think it's not about the child, it's not about the world, it's about yourself, it's about working on yourself. It's about becoming aware of your patterns, your fears, your anxieties, and seeing how you could do and help yourself. In the process, the whole family is healed. It helps the whole family. Yeah.
Absolutely. So, as you said, like being unconventional and walking away from the herd leads to discover your own self, and the practical knowledge that life gives us is far more better than that bookish sort of knowledge that we get. So your son is doing a great thing, and like congratulations to you for that, for raising him so well. And so, according to you, on what basis so should children choose their career?
So I think, this thing starts very early in life. I think every parent should closely observe their child, who this child is, what is this child actually saying and doing and showing us, even without he talking about it. You know, so if I can talk about my son, I would closely observe, and he was very, very creative. He loved to do things with his hands. He would take the silver foil paper and create something. He would put turbans, he would make these swords. So there was a lot he would create with his hand. And he was a very determined child. If he wants to do something, he would go and do it. So I think these are cues that you get right from the childhood about who this child is. And later on in life, you kind of, you kind of, you don't change the child, but you just mold the child and give him and the environment that is conducive to who he is. So what we did is, I remember a time when we went for 2 months to a place inside the reserved forest, took up a house on rent, and we did a whole project on woodwork, because I knew my child is very keen and he loves woodwork. So, and then he loves challenges. He loves great challenges. So we realized that we need to expose him to challenges, because that's where his soul will get nourished. So we would take him for surfing every year, because surfing is, it's very challenging, to surf in the sea and swim in the sea. It requires a lot of will, a lot of courage, and he would feel so good to do these things. So as we observed the child and as we understood who this child is, we started exposing him to environments that would help him build his character. And later on in life, so today, he he's a very intelligent and sharp child, and he wants to do something with political science, he wants to do something with economics. And when we give such environments to children, when we give him the, when children do a lot of things with their hands, the there is a lot of clarity of thought that happens, because hands and the neural, the nervous system in your hands are so well connected that the more you work with your hands, the better the neural connections and better the clarity of thought. So this happens right from the childhood. It's not a question that has to be asked when the child is in 12th standard, but it's something you work with the child right from the child is zero. Observe, work, and then when we let children do a lot of work with their hands, they develop this clarity of thought. And what he says is, I want to do something that makes a difference in the world, and all what I can do is be in the policy making, because that will give me the change in the world, that can give me the space to change the world. So I think career is not about, for us, at least for me, career is not about what he wants to do and how much money he wants to make, but it's career is about what the child, what the child's fire is. He has to sleep peacefully in the night. He has to be contented, he has to be peaceful, he has to be happy. It has to be a spiritual encounter with what he wants to do. Otherwise, we see so many people across who have diabetes, BP. Why? Because they are not following their passion. Their heart is somewhere and they're doing something else. Is this what we truly want to do? Do we want to make this world a better place when we leave, or we want it to be worst? So I think it starts from ourselves. It starts from the time the child is born, in observing, in seeing what the child wants, and giving such environments, and it just unfolds. His career will unfold in front of him. It just comes with a conviction. So I think we need to start it from the time the child is born. Yeah.
That's absolutely true. I agree with it 100%. So, from mark sheet, we can understand that the child is doing great in academics, but we cannot understand his holistic personality just through the mark sheet and his marks. So, kudos to parents like you who have given their children this platform to explore their creative side as well and build their career over there. I myself has been a very good at academic kind of student, but my parents have always been in support of me. Like whatever you want to do, you can pursue your career in your academic subjects, or you can go according to your interest. Like I love dancing, so they're like you can go ahead with that as well. And I also love public speaking, so this is what I'm doing currently, according to my apart from my corporate job. So parents like this give opportunity and give a platter to their children to explore various sort of things in this world, not just moving ahead in a herd in a single line, becoming an engineer or becoming a doctor just after their studies. So that is very, very good to have. We are so fortunate to have parents like you. So, moving ahead, what are the most important conversations parents should have with their children in this time?
I think when it comes to conversations, we need to just treat children uh, as equals, and we need to just share everything with them. And I think we need to go deeper in our conversations. We need to and this depth in conversation doesn't happen just while sitting and you start talking. It happens when it's you build up the whole atmosphere, and then one by one the layers open up. Especially teenage children are like the onion. So every time you're talking, and then some layers, and then layers, and then layers. So it happens when you are vulnerable, when you open up, then that energy is encompassed by your child, and then the child is encouraged to open up. So it's just about who you are. It's about who the parent is and how much work the parent is doing with each other as a couple. And I think this leaves a whole space for the child to open up. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. That's so true. So, according to you, like, how do you uh, plan or think to handle your child when he's like in some wrong mood, or he's angry, or he's not being obedient to you? So, how do you tackle with that situation, and what advice would you give to others as well?
See, first of all, I come from a very different thought. I feel, why should your child be obedient? I think the child need not be obedient. I might be wrong. The child might have so many other perspectives, and it could be he could be 100% right. And not that I'm wrong, but he also has a point. So I don't think so. A child should be obedient. It's a very, very poor benchmark to have an obedient child. Is a failure child. A child should be assertive. He should know what he wants to do. He should have his he should be strong with his determination. And I think when it comes to emotions with children, of course, see, different age, children have the 0 to 7, 7 to 14, 14 to 21. There are different ages and different consciousness of this of age, these ages. Now, what are we addressing? Which consciousness are we addressing? So if it is like a, say, a teenage child, or if it is a small toddler like a 0 to 7, and if there is anger and tantrums, then we need to understand where is this coming from. And I feel children are just mirrors, and we don't apply makeup on the mirror, we apply makeup on ourselves. So when we want to do some work on the child, we need to work on ourselves. And I have seen in my experience, whenever I have settled and I've worked on myself, my child becomes more peaceful, period. And this is with a lot of awareness, this is a lot of observation, lot of openness to learn, lot of openness to unlearn, and create this whole space where you grow together, and you grow deeper together. So yeah, I think this has been my experience. This is all what I can tell you, because my experience is my truth, and this has helped me over the years.
Yeah, so true. So, we have been coming from a society who has conditioned us in a way that we are supposed to believe that our parents are always right in all
Right.
sorts of situations. We just have to follow to whatever words they are their mouth is saying. So we just have
Correct.
to do that. But nowadays, the time is changing and people are becoming very much open minded and they are bending the society's rule and letting their children live their lives freely.
Correct.
Because in this manner, people and children both are having very much like cordial relationship with each other. They are not just being assertive to their children, they are being understanding, having that thing that they are understanding their children's raw emotions, which is eventually making their child emotionally strong and confident as well. So it was great having a conversation with you today. We
Yeah,
had
I just
got
want to add
so,
something in the end
yeah,
that
sure.
we need to educate or we need to enhance the child's consciousness. If we can work on the child's consciousness, then we don't have to worry about anything because the morals, everything is just there. And how do we do that? It's an equation each parent has to solve. It's about working on ourselves, it's about understanding who we are, it's about looking at the child and believing that this is an old soul in a new body. Who directed the child inside the stomach what to do, what not to do, how much to move, how much not to move, which hand to spread, which not to? When the child had that kind of intelligence, this child also has much more. Just that the body is new, so we treat the child as small, but it's an old soul. So I think that's what
Yeah,
has kept me, going and kept me strong and opened up a whole new dimension about learning and unlearning.
yeah, that's such amazing thoughts that you've put forth today. So we hope today's discussion was very, very insightful and helpful for every parent. And we had a great time with you, ma'am. So thank you so much for coming to this show.
Yeah, thank you so
And
much for inviting me and patiently listening to my story and my journey. And it has been really incredible that you're doing some great work and reaching out to people and making the world
thank
a
you so
better
much.
place. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you. Thank you so much. Okay.
Can we do it?